the exam's over, we sleep better on it. And going through my book. That may help, right?
Yes.
So how many of you, I had asked, we did, of course, yesterday, we learned what a leader is, what a leader does, what a leader looks like. And so I had asked if you would go back through and review the stop and assess, do the other things to consider. And I want to ask you to show me your hands who did it, but I will ask, did you see anything in there that kind of stood out to you, that really helped you kind of understand things a little bit, principles a little bit? Anybody? I saw you raise your hand, and I said, I want to ask you to raise your hand. I love it, I love it. What did you,
Yeah.
hang on one second. We'll make sure we hear you. Microphone? Who's on the praise and worship team? Who does that? Raise your hand. Is there somebody else? Yeah. Where? Yeah, I saw him. Awesome job. Yeah, great job. So as we're learning leadership styles and team styles, these guys are obviously, that's a gift. So you as their, let's say, leader, would want them, you sit down, particularly if you can't sing, you want to sit down, but let them lead in that area. So that was powerful, very, very good. Thank you. Yes, ma'am. Okay, good. Praise God. All right.
So me learned that you must, as a leader, you must make a commitment to learn how to lead.
Yes.
You can't lead others if you cannot lead yourself. So that's to learn to do.
Okay, awesome, awesome. I just good, thank you. That's right. You got to make a commitment to lead, learn to lead, and we're going to talk about that today. I know actually we're going to talk about influence today. We'll talk about how to grow as a leader tomorrow. So, good. Anybody else? Okay, come back, shut that. Yes, sir.
All right. Something else that stood out for me is that to become a leader, many people think it comes cheap, as in you don't have to invest anything.
Right.
So, I think the problem is that you have to invest your time, you have to invest your money, you have to invest your, you lose friends, both of the same, you also, you do not have your own freedom to do the things you normally do.
Very good, very good.
It stood out to me like you have to invest in leadership skills
Yes.
and leadership position. You don't just, yes.
Yeah, good, yes. Being a leader, growing as a leader, it's going to cost you something. And you're going to have to give up all those things that Terry talked about. And maybe more. But I don't want to discourage you too much. All right, I'm trying to learn things, so you guys hang with me.
Okay.
Nathan.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, for me, what is good out is to understand that people buy into the leader
Yes.
before they buy into your vision.
Yes.
Sometimes you might find people rejecting the vision, but actually it is you they have not really come to buy as a leader.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can think that it is the vision they don't like.
Yeah, yeah. That's good. All right. Good job. Good job. Anybody else? Oh, we got some on this side. All right. I was wondering if this side was awake yet, and I can tell you are, so good.
I like that people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care about them. Like, until you invest time in knowing them, like not just generally, but what their name, what their wife's name, or their dad's name, or their mom's name, which school they go to, or which, like being detailed and deliberate about the information concerning the person.
Yes.
Then they realize you care about them over and out just delivering.
Yes. Oh, powerful, powerful. So we connect. And then listen, is that me that's making that sound, or is that microphone? That microphone? Okay. I heard a little feedback. Y'all hear that?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Hello.
Hello.
New York Yankees. Are you a New York Yankees fan? No. Okay.
So I'll start with the stop and assess. Yesterday, as I was going through them, I got stuck.
Oh, wait. Say that again. You went through stop and assess. Hey, hey, all right.
I got stuck. And the attitude part. These questions, they were really big in my mind. In what ways do you encourage other people to quickly notice the right they have done or the wrong? And it got me thinking that, I usually have a lot of negative critique first before I have positive critique. So I really got stuck there. It made me rethink a lot of things.
Good.
But yesterday...
Are there any, before you continue, Grace, are there any counselors or social workers who've been trained in that area that are in this room, that are in this class? So one of the first steps that we point to, is that right?
I think it's,
Eunice?
yes.
It's a net, okay. So, but what is the first step to recovery? Like if someone comes in and they have a issue, we'll say they're negative, they're a negative person, etc., or they have substance abuse issue or whatever, mental health issue. What is the first step to recovery? Acknowledging that you have an issue in that area. And see, so you did that. And I need to work on my attitude a little bit, Not that you have a bad attitude, I can tell you don't have a bad attitude. But we all have areas that we can improve on, right? So that's the first step to recovery, is acknowledging it, realizing it, and so congratulations. And you had something else to add?
Yes. So yesterday, something that stood out was when he said, when a leader doesn't do the right thing, you lose your team's respect, because that shows a lack of character. So I think that stood out for me in the sense that I need to make sure my lines are straight and drawn straight. So in case someone passes or crosses them, I don't change my mind because of them. It will reflect negatively on the other part of the team.
Yes, yes. They'll lose respect for you. When a team loses respect for their leader, guess what? You don't have that influence. We're going to talk a little more about that today. So good. Thank you, Grace.
I was thinking to what Madeline said, and there's a story there by Napoleon. I don't know whether this is the famous Napoleon, the way he knew everyone.
Napoleon?
Yeah, the way he knew everyone in his battalion.
Yes.
When he passed all things about them, and it was just a reminder how important it is to try and remember, connect with people fast to that human level before you try to get them to do stuff.
Yes. Yes. Good. Yes, sir.
What stood out for me yesterday that understanding that credibility is it's much more important than charisma.
Yes, yes, yes. Amen. But if you can have both, I think you can, do you think you can grow in charisma? Grow to be a little more, a better speaker, a
it out, I learned like as a leader, you need to delegate some marks. You can't do everything. You need to delegate some stability.
Yes, yes, absolutely. Got somebody back here. Let's see, wait, hang on, let me get the name. Annette?
Yes.
All right.
So for me, it was relationships.
Relationships, okay.
As a leader, you have to cultivate relationships, genuine ones. And then it's not about what you get from them, it's also as a leader, what are you giving, more of what you're investing than what you're receiving, because it's always about what is in for me. I think most my leaders is like, what do I want to get from the team? But as a leader, it's more investing in those relationships, but also being deliberate in terms of what you're adding, the value add you're giving to your team.
Yes, amen. Good, good. Yep, over here, and then we'll go over here. So tell me, you gave me two names yesterday.
No, my name is Olami Joseph.
So, Ola, that's what you got. Okay. But the other name was? Joseph, that's what I remember that, and I'm like, what this says? Okay. So that's what you gave up? Oh, okay.
Mine was just a question. Like, when you're a leader, you're taking care of people under you, and I find out that here, people take advantage of it a lot.
Manipulate you?
Yeah, like manipulation. See, where I came from, in my own place, where the leader is especially knows everything about you, take care of you. They do more, as in people work more because they know that some things are out of their way. E.g., for example, you giving your staff food every afternoon and paying the house rent every month, and they're still working, you're still paying them.
Mm-hmm.
But I find it here that people are taking a lot of advantage of it. That is when they don't want to work. That is when I don't know how can you do that.
Okay.
That's my whole question.
Okay, that's a great question. I remember my first year here, there was he was actually a pastor in the class. Robert was his name. And when we were talking about manipulation, control, things like that, he was serving at that time under a bishop that he said was very controlling, manipulating, and he said, how am I supposed to handle that? And I guess, and don't tell me, he said that it was part of the culture, the Kenyan culture. Is that true? As far as not everybody, but a lot of bishops, they're like, I'm the leader, I'm in control, you do what I say. Yeah, so you're different, Nathan. You're leaders, okay? But he said that there was, and he was serving under somebody like that. So my advice, and Brother Billy was here in that class, my advice was to pray about it. And if the Lord put him there to serve under that bishop, then he had to stay. He had to be obedient. And who knows, maybe it was what he learned, because he had never learned leadership, this Robert. And so when he learned what a leader looks like and what a leader does, it opened his eyes to what his bishop was doing, to the people that were serving under him. So what you have to do is you have to be where the Lord wants you to be. So if I can just finish, and then we'll go to Nathan, because I know you've got some good input. So he prayed about it, but I told him, I said, if the Lord wants you there, you got to stay there. Maybe you could positively influence him, to be a better leader. But if not, then you got to move on. So he prayed about it. The next year when I came back, guess what? He had moved on. the Lord led him. He opened his eyes, and then when he started praying about, Lord, am I supposed to be here? What, you know? And the Lord led him to move to another church, where he was an associate pastor.
Wow.
Yeah. So Nathan, and then we'll go.
I just wanted to give you my personal experience. The church which I joined the first time I came to the place where I am now, I was not a pastor, I was a young man. The bishop, even the pastor, was extremely manipulative. I was very obedient because I had been brought up in a church where I had been taught to obey the church leaders. And I was very obedient, but it was obvious, even to the Lord, I was being messed up. So, the Lord actually spoke to me, and He told me that He does not want me to be there. I move out, and He's going to be with me. Actually, He spoke to me in a vision. And what I did, I wrote a letter to the bishop. And I told him everything that the Lord had told me. And I told him I am going to obey the Lord if they don't convince me that it is in the Lord. He called the church board, and he told them to talk to me. They said I put it here. I couldn't understand God's voice. According to him, God did not show it to me in a church. And I had heard it was wrong, but I thought it was wrong. So he told me the pastor and the church board to come and speak to me. When they came, I told them I'm putting everything on the paper. If you are able to convince me that indeed it was Satan, but if not, probably not. Eventually, I told them you are able to convince me. I left that church. I joined the church I am now in, and that was, I joined the church I worked with, the Gospel Church in 1992. And I was a young man. I obeyed the Lord. You can see today I am pastor and reverend.
All right. Amen. Amen. Thank you, Nathan. Thank you for sharing. Elijah.
I'm of the view that the right to see that much people perish for lack of knowledge.
Yes.
The reason why we have all these issues is because people have no goal for knowledge. And number two is that we just are attacking leaders, but you're not attacking the leg. In Africa, we have an issue. People hate instructions.
Yes.
They hate instructions.
Yes.
So sometimes you have to be subjected at somebody who is very harsh, so that he can condition your mind. So that you can learn obedience. Yes. And that you can learn submission. So some of the times we need people who are hard, who are difficult. Personally, I'm a hard leader. If you're under me, I don't manipulate. I don't misuse anybody, but I'm a hard leader. Because we have to train people to walk in the ways of God. We have to train people to be subjected and to humble.
Did you say you were a hard leader?
Yes.
A hard, H-A-R-D? So what does that mean?
Maybe it's farm.
You have to adhere to everything that God puts you.
It is farm.
I'm a farmer.
So what if, so everything is about relationships, okay? Everything. I don't care what you're talking about. Ministry, business, family life, everything is about relationships, okay? So if you're, and that's why I want to understand what you meant by hard, but if you're a hard and a strict leader, does that turn people off?
No.
Are you nurturing and caring and loving?
I'm nurturing, caring, loving, and bringing men to Christ and to the knowledge of Christ.
Okay.
Yeah. And as a result of that, many have known the ways.
I think there's just a balance.
There is a balance. There is a balance. Yes. There is a balance.
1 year or more, so that I could learn what not to do when I finally became a pastor. So you also learn what not to do
Yeah.
and its effect on people.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I cannot say it was wasted time.
So Elijah, you hold people accountable. That's part of being hard in your opinion.
Should be subjected to a certain authority.
Yes.
And as long as you are under authority, you have to align, you have to comply with the rules and duties of that organization.
So, when I started working with John Maxwell, it was in 1999. In 1999, I started working with John Maxwell. And I was, the first week there, I spent that learning about him. And then my job was actually to help churches. What I was hired to do initially was to help churches raise money for building fund expansions. And then after being in there for a week, they called me in, and John Maxwell had had a heart attack in 1998. And he realized that he had not set things up. If he had died, and he's still living today and doing all this stuff, but if he had died back then in 1998, he had not set up a plan for his vision to continue, okay? So the Lord kind of used that experience of a heart attack as a wake-up call